Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to do an update on our busboy bin that has European Nightcrawlers in it. Now, it has been a lot longer than I expected between checks on this bin. It's been 40 days. I had been trying to check it at least every 2 weeks, but with things that have come up, it's just took me a lot longer to get to it. But we're here to check on it now, see how it's doing, add some food to it, which I'm sure it will need, and get this system back up and running again into my normal checkup schedule that I have. So with that, let's go see how the system is doing and see how the worms are doing inside. All right, here's our system here. As you can see, 8/9 was our last update, and we did feed, and today is September 18th, or 40 days. So first off, let's flip this over. We're seeing a lot of stuff stuck onto these, onto this mat right here. I'm not seeing any worms or cocoons, but I see a lot of castings. So, looks good though. Looks like there's still moisture in the system, which was a little bit worrisome. I was worried that there might be a loss of moisture with all of the time that passed in between these. On top here, I'm not seeing any cocoons. I thought there might be. We've seen some in the past. The system has had a lot of cocoons. I'm also seeing that we've got this dry layer here and dry layer there at the corners. And I'm not seeing a lot of movement on top here or anything like that, or on the side. So with that, let's go ahead and dig in. We'll dig in on the food side first. I have a feeling that we're going to see that this is a little bit compact in here, but so far the worms look good though. Look at this. I already see a bunch of worms in here. They look nice and healthy. There's still cardboard over here for them to chew on, which is a good sign. I was a little bit worried with them leaving them this long when I realized how long I'd left them for, but so far that's a good sign. They're still in here and fully functional. You can see though, this is the top right here where the castings are, and then we've got our excuse me, our cardboard there in the bottom where all of our food would have been, and the food is all gone and chewed through, but the worms are still working through this material really well, and they seem to really like this cardboard. And there's a lot of smaller worms in here too. That's a great sign that they're multiplying. And actually, maybe this was good. Actually, here's a little, look at this little worm right here. Look at this guy. Look at that little one. Little tiny worm there. But that's what you want to see in your worm bins. You want to see worms like that because that means that they're expanding in population. That's a great sign. And you can see more castings over here on top. Got the cardboard on the bottom. Again, these large worms working through that cardboard. Not quite as fast, I feel, as my African Nightcrawlers are working through this, but they do seem to like their cardboard. So far, system is looking pretty good, even though we haven't checked on it in a while, which sometimes can be good with a system. Sometimes the worms really like kind of being left alone. And you can see, although, by the way, I don't know if you can see on the camera there, actually, one worm going nuts down there, but there's lots of little white flakes on this, and that is the crushed crab and eggshell that I've been adding. And that's to make sure that the pH stays balanced and that they have a good amount of grit that they can consume in here. And, that's really important for them. More small worms in here, though. This is a great sign. It's expanding population. Now, I will admit, though, that it can also be a bad sign. It could mean that there's something severely wrong in your system if you're seeing a lot of small worms or a lot of cocoons. It can either mean that they're trying to expand to take over the area because of all the abundance of food, which we do have a lot of food over here, or it could mean that there's something wrong in your system and they're stressing out and they're making a lot of babies and cocoons to make sure that there's a second population to take over the system when they're gone. I thought that was a cocoon there for a second, but it wasn't really round. But just a lot of great looking material in here. I mean, this is all broken down. I mean, just look at this. Look how well broken down this material is. These are great looking castings. I almost feel like I should really be sorting this, really, or maybe doing a half and half type harvest. This looks like fantastic material. It's nice and crumbly. I mean, look at this. It's a great consistency as well. These worms did a really good job of going through this material. And it's not too moist either. I'm not seeing any cocoons. I thought I might have saw one, but it kind of fell away. And I'm going to say it was not a cocoon because I don't think it was circular. You can see there's just a lot of worms in here, and they look very, very healthy. So, while we're looking at this, I'm just going to say, if you go to worldofcompost.com, I do have links to a lot of this stuff that I show in these videos. I have links to purchase worms. I've got links to purchase busboy bins. I've got links to purchase an urban worm bag or a vermi bag. So if you're looking to purchase any of this stuff and get into composting, which I recommend you do, you know, there's a site you can go to find all the information you're looking for. And if something's not on there, let me know and I'll add it. So with that, this system looks really, really good. I'm really impressed with the way the worms have really broken this down. I'm really thinking that maybe I should do like a half harvest here where we kind of bring everything over to one side and try to rebuild the other side. But maybe we'll do one more feeding in here. That'll be small. We'll try to come back a little bit earlier, and we'll start doing that side-to-side harvest here. But look at this. I mean, this material just looks fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add, and again, this food is frozen, so we're going to add some more cardboard, and we do our side harvest here. We'll do it on this side. Actually, you know what, maybe thinking about that, if we're going to do a side-to-side harvest, let's put this back down. Hold on a second here. Let's think this through. We have cardboard already on this side, so let's do it sort of on this end over here, so that way we can have all the cardboard in one section, because I'm not planning to leave it for 40 days again. So let's just see here if we can kind of move this stuff over here. There we go. Everything over here, we've got our cardboard that's kind of poking through on this side over here a little bit. Make sure we put all that over there. We're going to put a little bit of cardboard in to protect the worms from the cold food we're putting in. And I've just got my cardboard pre-shredded here. I'm just going to add a little bit of it, not a whole lot. And then we're going to add some frozen food here. So just get some of this stuff left on my gloves there. I've got a frozen container of food. I'm not going to add in this entire container because it's large, but we are going to add in a bunch of food from it. So right now we've got lettuce, which would dissolve very quickly in the system. We've got some banana peels, or a banana peel with more lettuce on it. We've got actually in the middle there, it looks like there's some tea grounds. You can see those. I'm going to add this one has a lot of lettuce in it. There we go. Some more lettuce. This is frozen, but it's going to thaw very, very quickly in here. I actually had a lot of lettuce. Lettuce is a good thing that's going to go through pretty quickly, but should bring the worms over. And this is sort of a trench feeding here. We're making a trench in the middle of our system where we're feeding. And there's some tea grounds in there too, but that I think is a good amount. We don't want to fill it up too much. As I said, I'm hoping to come back a little bit earlier than I did last time and give this an earlier check and make sure that it's okay, and maybe start doing that side-to-side harvest. So I'm going to put on a mask now. Even though there's a lot of crushed crab and eggshell in here, I'm going to add just a little bit more. I do like having a lot of this in my system. And I'll link up top on how to make this if you're looking to do it yourself. Or you can use crushed oyster shell as well. I know a lot of people use that as a grit and pH balancing type material. We're going to add in a little bit of cardboard on top there to protect the worms. And then I've got my sprayer here. I'm going to just spray this down a little bit, get it moist. By the way, I did have a mask on when I was doing the crushed crab and eggshell. Forgot to mention that, but make sure you always wear a mask when using that stuff. It's terrible for your lungs. There we go. I don't need to add a lot of moisture. There's moisture in the food that I put in there, and I didn't add a lot of cardboard, and the moisture content of the system is really, really nice. So I don't want to saturate everything in here. And now we're going to cover that up nicely, just like that. There we go, nice and smooth. You can see all the worms on top there. It gives you an idea of how well this system is doing. There's worms all over the top. And now, last piece here, I'm going to take off my glove. And I'm going to go ahead and peel this one off. I don't think we need, let me pull this up just a little bit. Like we've got this date over here. We don't need that there anymore. We're going to go ahead and throw that away. And we're going to put on this one right here. And we're going to put it right next to the other one, just like that. And also, in case you're curious here, on the top, oh, I can't push it down far enough. But right here, I don't know if you can see that. Let's get it to adjust a little bit. There you go. You can see we started this in January of this year, and here we are sitting in September, and it looks like this is ready for a harvest. These worms are doing a great job. They're going through a lot more material than I expected, and hopefully we'll be able to start doing a side-to-side harvest, try to move all the worms to this side, get the material over here that we're going to harvest, and we'll be able to put that in the yard or in the garden. So with that, I'm going to cover it back up, just as I did before, and we have got that gap on the side for air, on the front side there and the back side. We've got the air gap, and this is ready to go back on the shelf. So with that, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below and let me know. Thank you.